Welcome to More to Know on Daily Ad Brief. I'm your host, Kent Lewis. Joining us today from the great state of Oklahoma City is Ruth Burr Reedy with UpBuild. Welcome to the show, Ruth.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. We go back a few years, but for the listeners that are new, can you give us the 30-second journey to UpBuild? Build up to the UpBuild, if you could.
Sure. So I've been doing SEO since about 2006. I worked in-house at a few places, was in-house at Real Networks for a while, was the head of SEO at Moz for a few years. I've also worked at a variety of agencies, and I've been at UpBuild for the last 6 years, starting out as the director of strategy, moving to the VP role, and then a few months ago, stepping into the CEO role. So UpBuild is a digital agency. We focus on technical SEO, advanced web analytics, and whole funnel digital strategy. And it's the best place I've ever worked, and I love it.
Well done, and congratulations on your executive role. Always good to see women in power, especially in our heavily male world of digital marketing, SEO in particular. So that's awesome. And just so the audience knows, I'm a longtime fan of Ruth. Have known her since her Moz days, and one of the most important people you can follow on the socials to keep up on what's going on with SEO. Now, you're a big believer in, absolutely. So you're a big believer in community building as one of your areas of focus. So how does somebody that hasn't read your artistry, your work, get started in this world of community building when that's not necessarily something they know?
Well, I don't know if what I do could be considered community building, qua community building. Really, what I think is important right now in the world of SEO, even more so than good old-fashioned link building, which hasn't really been that effective a tactic in a long time. You know, you see the sort of classic model, we're going to build you X number of links from Y number of DA whatever sites per month. That accumulation of links purely by volume is, I think, becoming less and less important in order to really build a corpus of links that are relevant and sending the kind of entity relationship signals that Google and other search engines are looking at. I think it's increasingly important for businesses to understand as part of their overall marketing initiatives what the communities they serve are up to, where they're having those conversations. And when you think about content strategy, participating in communities, going beyond where can I get a guest post, going beyond spraying out your press release to all and sundry. Where are these conversations happening? Because participating in those conversations not only is going to connect you directly with your end user, but also give you a lot of insight into the kind of problems that your users are trying to solve, which goes back to product strategy as well as content strategy. So I think increasingly when we think about off-page SEO, it's not just about links anymore, it's about participation.
So what I think the underlying theme there is really what you're talking about is listening as a part of community, but then there's the thought leadership aspect. So what do you think of those, besides listening, reflecting, and providing content that hopefully addresses the need of the end user? How do you connect that thought leadership to SEO?
Well, at this point, everybody knows about content, and there are a lot of businesses that can generate content at a shallow level of expertise well. And I think right now we are at a time where the business model behind content marketing is really going to have to shift, because it is less and less possible to rank well for competitive terms. And this varies wildly depending on your industry, with a shallow level of expertise. Hiring somebody who is a content marketer, having them learn a little bit about your business and having them churn out content for you is not, that's the price of entry. That's table stakes. At this point, especially as we start looking at machine learning driven models like BERT and MUM that Google is starting to apply to the corpus of data that they have. Building real expertise, having actual experts create your expert content is increasingly going to be an important tactic, especially in any kind of highly competitive field. And that is a problem because people are used to one price point for content, but experts cost more. Also, a lot of experts are busy being experts and not creating content. So I think it's a really interesting time when we think about content strategy to figure out not only what the topics of deep expertise we're talking about are, but also who's going to create that content, because it can't just be your content marketer anymore. You really do need to be paying more and going deeper and finding real experts to create the kind of deep content that is ranking now.
Ruth, you make a really good point of balancing out listening to the community and then becoming that expert and reflecting back out to the community to do effective SEO. SEO, I've been told, is dead long ago. It's still alive. It's still there, but it is evolving, as you say. Now, I wish we had more time. I could spend hours talking with you about our discipline. But I have to thank you for your time and your insights today. And let's tell the listeners to find out more about this episode's guest, Ruth, and it's the topic SEO. Please visit dailyadbrief.com. And we hope you'll join us next time on More to Know.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.